Hi, I'm Remy, and welcome to my first ever speed paint video, where I'm drawing my D&D character, Rhea Rain. Guys, I'm coming straight out and I'm saying it. I'm a nerd. I love D&D, I love Dungeons and Dragons, it is so much fun, and I just want to yap about my character because I made this gorgeous drawing of her that I am so proud because, guys, I'm new to digital art if you couldn't tell. I'm pretty fresh to digital art. I'm a traditional artist. I know. Can't keep the ladies off of me. I finally drew her because I need a character sheet for when art fight comes up. And since I spent so much time into this drawing, I'm turning it into a video. And to be perfectly honest, since this is my first ever video that wasn't gacha from way back in the day, if you were a part of the gacha community, shout out to you because you're a warrior and you're braver than you think, especially if you had a channel. You did not care if you got bullied and harassed by your classmates. You just wanted to see videos and the GMVs of other stuff where it was like, I'm an only girl in an all-alpha boy high school, or I'm the lost princess and my bratty stepsister and brat mom got what they deserved. Stuff like that. If you were in the gacha community, I love you. Anyway, D&D. If you don't know what D&D is, which I'm pretty sure most people at this point know what D&D is an abbreviation for Dungeons and Dragons. And Dungeons and Dragons is a roleplay game where your DM, aka your dungeon master, takes you on a bunch of mini adventures to complete your ultimate goal. And your goal can be different from everyone else's, or all of your party members can have the same goal as you, stuff like that. It's really fun. You get to make your own characters, you get to roleplay, and honestly, anyone can play D&D. People make D&D seem like it's so complex and so hard. It's just dice in your imagination. It is so simple. It is so simple, just maybe search up a 10-minute video on how the stats work and stuff like that. But it's really simple, guys. Guys, I'm saying this to get more people into D&D. Guys, I'm outing myself. I want to see more D&D characters. I want to see more fan art. I want to hear people tell me about their wacky little adventures on their crazy, crazy long quest that takes you 7 years to complete. Because the D&D campaign that I'm in, that Rhea Rain is a character in, is called Surging Spring, and we started in August. And it's already April. It's already April, and I don't even think we're done with Act 1. I'm so lost, I don't know where we are. My DM, are we on Act 2? Where are we? I'm so lost. Anyway, but Rhea Rain is a tiefling monk, and she worships the goddess Luna, which in D&D lore is the goddess of the moon. She also worships the goddess Istis, which is the goddess of fate in D&D lore. She is also 77 years old. Guys, she's a gilf. Guys, guys. Guys, I swear, she actually is 77 years old. I know I drew her and she looks super young, but this will make sense. This will make sense! Guys, I swear I cooked on her lore! Guys, hear me out! Yeah, she's canonically 77 years old in, the mortal realm timeline, but she looks 27, but actually she's, technically 127, and there's a reason for her having 3 different ages. I swear there's a reason for having 3 different ages. To take her back to the start of her lore, Rhea is an orphan. And she was dropped off on the doorsteps of the Church of Soluna, and she was welcomed in with open arms, despite being a tiefling, because if you know, in D&D, if you are not an elf or a human, everyone is racist to you. Everyone is racist to you. There is no avoiding it. If you are not a pretty elf or a basic human, you're getting serious racism. You're gonna be slandered. There's no avoiding it. But yeah, Rhea was an orphan, and she is adopted by Mother Chandra, which is the head of the Church of Soluna at the time. And Mother Chandra raises Rhea from infancy all the way until Rhea is 27. And then when Rhea turns 27, Mother Chandra's like, Soluna has spoken to me. It's time. And Rhea's so confused by that ominous message. And Rhea's like, what do you mean it's time? Mother Chandra brings Rhea to the altar of Soluna. She's like, I have something important to tell you. I'm not your real mother. As if it wasn't obvious. As if it wasn't obvious enough. Because, guys, I have not drawn Mother Chandra yet, but Mother Chandra looks nothing like Rhea. Nothing. They're not resemblant of each other at all. And Rhea's like, what? You're not my biological mother? And Mother Chandra's like, no, but you'll always be my kid. And then Mother Chandra pushes Rhea in front of the altar, and a blinding white light engulfs the room, and Rhea sucked into the astral plane. That's literally what happens, guys. That's literally what happens. I'm reading her lore right now so I can give a brief sum up of it. I swear I wrote it so good. I wrote Rhea's lore as if I was writing in AO3 fanfiction, where in the caption it's like, sorry, I speak a different language, not my first language, grammar might be bad, you know? Guys, I swear, I really cooked with her lore, I just don't know how to explain it, but that's basically the gist of it, you know? Orphan was put into the astral plane for 100 years. During that 100 years in the astral plane, nothing really important happens other than Rhea's, like, sleeping on stars and dancing on Milky Ways with her goddess, you know, with her goddess Seluna. Because at the time, Rhea only knew of Seluna. Istis is brought up later, which I'll get to really quickly. Actually, no, something did important happen in the astral plane that I made for Rhea's lore that really isn't even implemented in Surging Spring because, you know, Rhea's a little OP, so we had to nerf her pretty bad. But Rhea did cut off her tail in the astral plane as like a sacrifice or a gift to Seluna, and Seluna like infused her tail into stardust and molded it into her spear, and her spear gained kinetic abilities and a mind of its own. Basically Thor's hammer. That's literally the only important thing that happened to Rhea in the astral plane. But 100 years passed, and Seluna's like, damn, I'm bored of this hoe. And then she calls up Istis and is like, hey, I need you to wake her up. It's time for her purpose. Istis appears and flicks Rhea's forehead and bestows a gift of a golden third eye, and Rhea wakes up in the church and is like, oh my gosh, I have to worship two goddesses now because, you know, if you're like given a gift from a goddess, according to me, then like you worship them, I guess. Yeah, I didn't really write a lot for Istis, but Istis is really important to Rhea's lore. It's really important. Chat, I swear I know what I'm doing, I swear I know what I'm saying. I sound crazy. Rhea now has a golden third eye and gets visions of the past and the future, both of herself and others. And then Father Kiro walks in, who is the new head of the church, and it's like, damn, I'm sorry, chat. Mother Chandra has passed. And Rhea's like really heartbroken about it. And Rhea's like, how long has it been? And Father Kiro's like, it's been 50 years. Rhea's like, no, it's definitely been a little longer. And then Father Kiro has to explain. And then Father Kiro has to explain how time works differently in the mortal realm versus the astral plane. And so Rhea's having a bit of an identity crisis. You know, not important. She gets like 2 weeks to mourn, where she's then thrust into the adventure of Surging Spring because the artificer Orion, which is a cool character played by another one of my cool friends. Chat, I'm using slang. If you couldn't tell, cool is slang for loser. Orion is played by one of my friends, and he is a human artificer, and he's like the full hero of Blytheway. And Blytheway is the town that this all takes place in at the very start. And he walks into church, and he's trying to figure out where the missing messengers are. And suddenly, the doors to the church open again, and then a beautiful elf bard named Alamy, also played by another one of my cool friends, walks in, and she has a note that she found in her garden. And then suddenly, Rhea gains another vision, and blinding white light engulfs her, and she envisions both Alamy and Orion dying horribly tragic deaths. And Rhea's like, I can't let two innocent people die. So then she joins their adventure, and then that's how that happens. Yeah, that's how Surging Spring starts. That's how the whole campaign starts, and their whole goal is to find the missing messengers of Blytheway. Have we gotten anywhere close to that? No! Chat. We've been playing this since August. This campaign is definitely gonna go on for like 10 years. Chat, I feel it in my bones. But that is Rhea Rain's lore in like a brief little sum up. Guys, if you couldn't tell, I love Rhea. Guys, you should play D&D. Did I already mention that? Guys, you should play D&D. I want to see people's hot characters or ugly characters. Honestly, there is a character in the campaign right now who is canonically unattractive, and he's not even a main NPC. He's not romanceable. I met him once, all the way at the very start of our campaign, like back in September. One-Eyed Nico, if you hear this, baby girl, come back. I miss you. The kids miss you. Guys, do not fall in love with the NPCs that your DM makes that are there for like 2 sessions and then you never see them again. You never hear of them again. You will be mourning the loss of them every day of your life. Every time I log into Roll20, I'm like, One-Eyed Nico, are you there? Baby girl, come back. Baby girl. My friends think I'm insane. I'm not insane for liking this man. Guys, sometimes the canonically unattractive ones are actually really attractive. It's the personality. It's the personality. I don't care if my DM said he canonically smells like cat piss and has the Hunchback of Notre Dame build. I don't care. He is so fine. Chat, he is so fine. He's so fine. Chat, I think it's the eye patch. It's the eye patch and the fact that he's grumpy and rude as hell and, probably is an alcoholic and is going through liver failure. Guys, don't fall in love with the NPCs you'll never see again. Because right now we have 3 NPCs that are romanceable: Kira, Robin, and Mendel. Honestly, Mendel is kind of bodacious. He's kind of fine. Might go after him because he is the oldest bachelor and Rhea's pretty old. So she needs someone on that freak level. I mean, unless Robin or Kira's like into cougars and, wants to finally slide up. I'm gonna stop speaking. I'm gonna stop talking. That's Rhea. That's Rhea Rain. Okay, and then yeah, oh yeah, before I wrap this up, guys, I'm such a yapper. Guys, okay, real quick. I started this channel as a little add-on to my senior institute because we have to make a product. Guys, if you don't know what a senior institute is, it's this huge final project that's worth like 80% of your ELA grade, I'm pretty sure, and like determines if you graduate or not. It's really big. It's really big, and you have to like answer an essential question of your choice. And mine was like how exploring art helps you process and regulate your emotions and your thoughts. Chat. What does D&D have to do with that? This channel, I just pulled this channel out of my left asshole. Yes, I have 2. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a channel. I'm gonna make a channel where I talk about my characters, where nobody listens, because who cares? Who cares? Probably my DM and my, like, 2 other friends that are in the campaign. You guys care, right? Say yes. How does this correlate to that? How does that correlate to my essential question? How does that correlate to the Senior Institute at all? When I was making this video, and when I was writing the script, and when I was drawing the piece, all of that is art. Writing is art. Painting is art. Fashion is art. Everything is art. Art is all around us. And with the rise of, like, AI art, it's gonna rough out here for artists, guys. So I just want to, like, I want to implore upon you. Yes, big words. I don't even know if I used that right. Go out there and create. The world needs more of you and your creativity. That is the whole point of this. Clearly, I am very passionate about drawing, about art, about storytelling, and, about D&D, of course, because that's what this whole video is about. And that's how that correlates to my senior institute, and I will be posting again. Chat, trust. This channel's not gonna die like my gacha one did.